Hello and welcome to the next of our short videos on how to make passing the ACCA exams that little bit easier. This one is on how to create a good study plan. Again, as usual, we're going to have three key points here. Point number one, study little and often, focusing on the time available and the syllabus topics. We don't want to be studying once a week for 6 hours. It's too long. By the time you come to next week, you're going to have forgotten it. You need to set yourself little bits of time and you need to study little and often. You also need to think about how much time do we have until the exam and how many syllabus topics are there that we need to cover, because you don't want to be spending too much time on some areas of the syllabus and thus then not having enough time for other areas of the syllabus. So your basic study plan is number of days or number of weeks available divided by the number of topics that you need to cover on the syllabus. That is broadly it, but you then need to focus on going for short spaces of time to study. In those short spaces of time, about an hour, I would suggest, you should do the following. Number one, recap the last session. Whatever you studied last, you need to do that first this time. People don't do this and it's so important. You need to do a short question, even a couple of multiple choice questions, to remind yourself and to reinforce the learning that you had from your previous session. It will only have been yesterday because we're studying little and often, and that means you can reinforce the learning. No more than 20 minutes, 15 minutes maybe not even that long, just a few questions in order to remind yourself of what you did in the previous session. Then you go for the new syllabus area. While you're doing that, you cover the content as quickly as possible, read it, try and understand it, but most importantly do simple illustrations. Okay, so that's going to be 20 to 30 minutes. And again, if you think about what this is doing, it's reinforcing learning from the previous session and then adding on top of that, but doing it quickly with simple illustrations. Don't spend much more than 20 to 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more if you've got a longer session to do, but you don't want to be studying and learning loads and loads and loads of new material in one session because you won't remember it. Once you've covered a syllabus area, you then get the past paper questions on that area and you do one or two or more, because that is where you are going to learn the most from this. You're working your way through to do these past paper questions. That's the point. You're going to do an exam, you're going to get questions like this, so you need to do them from the very start. So that's how every session should be. I don't advise it to be much more than an hour. Recap the last session, that will involve doing some questions from it. To a new syllabus area, but not too much. Make sure you attempt simple illustrations and then do a past paper question to reinforce that new learning. Number three, don't be too inflexible or unrealistic. That will demotivate you. Do not think you can cover the whole syllabus in 2 weeks, or do not pencil in that you're going to do 3 hours of study every day from now to the exam, because it's unrealistic. And then when you stop hitting those targets, you will get demotivated and you won't want to study anymore. Set yourself realistic targets and don't beat yourself up if you don't hit them. Try your best. But remember, you've got other things going on in your life beside these exams. You need to try and fit those in, and you will get there as long as you follow the simple steps that we outline for you. So that's how you create a study plan. Go, do it, get studying.